Hey, how's it going? Thank you for watching this video. Today I'm going to go through how you should structure your practice session. So darts is like any other sport or game that you might play. Practice is the only way to improve. Now, a lot of people might just practice by throwing at the treble 20 or just working on doubles, but there's a combination of factors that you've got to consider when putting your practice structure together if you really want to improve and really want to see those improvements at a measurable scale. So if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I'll be mentioning some practice games that you can find in my playlist of practice games on my channel. So if I lose you anywhere and I'm talking about games or practice regimes that you're unfamiliar with, the chances are they'll be in my upload somewhere. So go and have a look, have an explore, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. If you guys watch Matt Edgar's channel, Edgar TV, so Matt Edgar is a PDC professional. He's in the top 64 of the world, and he talks about how you must practice with intent if you're going to see any benefit to your game. So depending on how much time you have available and how many times a week you get to practice, it's important that you're not just aimlessly shooting at the treble 20 or just going around the board hitting every double. It's getting a structure in place that will improve all aspects of your game. So I'm going to base my structure of a practice session on an hour. That's about the average that I practice in an evening after work. On the weekends, then I'll put maybe another extra hour in there somewhere. So the first thing I do is make sure I'm wearing something similar to what I would be wearing on a match day. It might be your team shirt or just a short sleeve polo. Make sure that you're wearing comfortable shoes, the same sort of shoes that you'd be wearing at the Yoki. This is something that I find really important. There's no point coming here and throwing with a jacket on or with a cuff-linked shirt or something like that. You wouldn't go to football training wearing your work shoes, so darts is exactly the same. Dress similarly how you would on a match day. So the first part of the session is just about warming up your arm and getting your throw going. So I normally start with either one of two games. I either play knockout doubles. This one's a really nice one to start with because you're aiming the first art at the bullseye and the next two at doubles. The benefit of playing this game is if you miss the bullseye, you're still in the game, you're not getting discouraged early on, and it's a really nice exercise just to get your arm warmed up. So it'll either be that game or the checkout builder. In the checkout builder, you're just working on hitting big numbers and doubles. Again, there's big margins for error there, so you can just work on getting your arm warmed up. If you miss a big number, you can switch. You're still in the game. You're not getting frustrated at the start of your session. So once I've got going on that, I'm going to practice some scoring. Now, depending on your skill ability, you might want to try a game like Tidy, which focuses on just hitting the big number again and again. The benefit to practicing like this means that you're making sure that your minimum scoring legs are 60s and 59s and 58s. It makes you really consistent on hitting the big numbers and the big scores. Or if you're a slightly more experienced player and your ability level is increasing, I play a game where I build up my score. So for this game, I shoot pretty much exclusively at the treble 20. And the aim of the game is to just build my score without hitting any dart outside of the 20. So doubles, singles and trebles all count, but if I hit a 1 or a 5, any other number, then I'm back to 0. This game really helps me concentrate on hitting the big scores, following up big scores with safe hundreds and 60s rather than going searching for the treble and getting lost in the 1s and 5s too often, and also gives me a target to aim at because that highest score I'm looking to beat every single time. So I'm playing that game for about 15 minutes. And then I normally move on to 1-2-1. So I'll play 1-2-1 for 15 to 20 minutes. The benefit of 1-2-1 is it combines all the things I was working on in the previous games. It rewards you if you score well and hit a treble. It helps you develop your setup play. And it puts pressure on you to hit the double at the end of a combination. When I practice 1-2-1 for 15 minutes, I've not got a specific target in mind. I just want to keep building and keep my consistency going. So at this point I've done 40-45 minutes worth of darts, and I'll always finish with one of two things. The easy way is to play NACA N01. I play that against the computer and I play 3 sets of my Super League format, which is 501 first to 4. Or I play a game that helps my counting a lot more, which is my 501 game against myself. So for this game I play a race to 6. I always throw first in the first leg of this game. I give myself 21 darts to finish 501 when I throw first. If it takes me more than 21 darts, I'm 1-0 down. The second leg, to break the throw, I have to do it in 18 darts. So based on your standards, you can adjust that to whatever you like. You might want to give yourself 24 darts on your throw and 21 to break, or you might be an advanced player and you want to give yourselves 18 and 15. I find that exercise really helps, as that's what I'm aiming for when I play a Super League game. It also helps me work out mentally what I've got left on the board and encourages high scoring, set-up play and finishing. So when I've finished that, whether I've played against the NACA N01 app or I've played that game against myself, I'm finished with my practice, but there's one thing left to do. This is a tip I got from Michael Van Gerwen in the House of Flying Arrows documentary. No matter how poorly or how well I've thrown, I always leave my darts practice on 3 good darts. So after all that practice is done, I'll just aim at the treble 20, just trying to hit 100, 140 or 180. Now if you hit a 140 or a 180, it's really tempting to take your darts out of the board and keep throwing and keep throwing. So whatever you've hit, whether it's a ton 40 or a ton 80, you leave your practice room knowing you're capable of hitting those big scores. So if you leave your practice with a ton 40 or a ton 80 in the board, it encourages a confident mindset. And then the next day before you start your practice, when you take your 3 darts out of the board, they're sat there in a lovely position reminding you just how good you can be. So that's how I'd recommend structuring your practice. Don't work on one specific thing, don't just stand at the treble 20, don't just aim at doubles, work on each of those bits and pieces individually, and then at the end of the session, once you're warmed up and you're nice and confident and you're throwing with good rhythm, put them together in a game scenario. And always leave your practice on a positive note. Thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know as soon as I've uploaded a video, and I'll see you next time in the darts class. Thank you for watching this video on CV Darts. Remember to like, subscribe and leave a comment. You can also follow us at CV Darts on Twitter.